Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and we are here with another Things I Wish I Knew as a Beginner Artist. And I am doing this because you loved the last one, right? I don't know if you did, because I am just filming this straight after the other one that I filmed. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to be like this for a while because I am pre-recording videos, and this is the 10th video that I have recorded so far, well, voiceover that I've recorded so far, so I'm sorry if my voice cracks and dies. Anyway, let's get into this because that's what you're here for. So I've put the numbers 1 to 20 and now I'm doing a different kind of video, so I'm kind of confused, but my first tip is to write down ideas that you have, even if you can't draw them. So I had plenty of ideas that I wanted to do when I was younger, and even now I have plenty of ideas that I want to do, but I don't tend to do them because I can't execute them. I don't know exactly how to do it. There are elements in the drawing that I don't know how to render or draw, and I just put it off. But I think that if you have a little notebook with you 24/7 and you can write down ideas, then I think this is much better than carrying a sketchbook with you, to be honest, because sometimes we're in a rush and we're going places and we don't know when we're going to have 5 minutes to sit down and sketch. So having a pen and a notebook on you is a really good idea, and then you can obviously translate those into, or transfer those into, different programs that you use to keep track of your ideas, or a bullet journal or whatever. But I have this app online called Notion that I put all my ideas in, and I find it really helpful to have all my ideas in one place. So if I'm writing in a notebook because I'm not at my desk or I don't have Notion, although Notion is on my phone, so I guess in this day and age you don't really need a notebook because you can just type it out on Notion or in notes on your phone. But if you don't have your phone, then hopefully you'll have a notebook, or just write it on your hand. Don't do that. Anyway, I think that's a good idea. So yeah, because you can't draw it now, you might want to draw it later in the future. And some of these ideas have actually turned out to be my best ideas, but I didn't know how to draw them at the time. But as soon as I knew how to draw them and I actually did the idea, it came out really good. So I think that's one good thing to know when you're a beginner artist. Number 2 is to learn how to run a business and not just focus on art. Now, when I was a beginner artist, I had no clue that I wanted to do anything with my art. I just wanted to make art on YouTube. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to turn it into a business, if I wanted to open an online shop, not until years down the line, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I think that if you're still in education and you're still thinking about what kind of courses to take, and you're thinking about taking an art course, I would suggest to take a business course and other types of courses that relate to running your own business, and even online media courses too. Those would be really good. Media courses, communication courses, business, marketing, finance, all of that stuff is stuff that you need to learn if you want to run a business for your art in the future. And obviously when you get really good and you get a lot of people buying your products and stuff, you can hire people to do this for you if you hate those jobs. But learning how to do it yourself in the beginning is really good, because then you don't have to shell out any money to pay people to do it for you, and you can do it yourself and you can run a successful business. I still haven't learned how to do all of this stuff, but I am slowly but surely figuring out that I actually need to learn this stuff, and maybe I should take a few classes online on how to do stuff, but I'm just learning as I go. Sometimes that's not the best way to go and you get into a pickle. So if you don't want to get into a pickle, then get out of a pickle by learning how to do it. I am going crazy with the amount of voiceovers I've already done today. On to the next thing, which I think is free because it's number 8. So find other artists to socialise with. Now, I'm a very loner induced person. I don't go out very much. I don't speak to people in person very much, apart from obviously the people that I live with and my family and my closest friends. But I did have, we don't talk much more anymore. If you're watching this, Kirsten, please get back in contact with me. Anyway, find artists in your local area that you can socialise with, because even though it's good to have socialization with people that are not interested in the same things as you, are not into art, it's very good to have people that are into art as well, because you can talk about art, you can geek out about art, you can go out and sketch together, draw together, paint together, whatever you have, name it. And the more the merrier. You can even have sort of like, I don't know, paint parties and artistic creative sleepovers or whatever. I really wish that I had enough friends to do that with. I really want to do that. Just everybody, I don't drink, so not drinks, but maybe get snacks and coffee and, I don't know, put some music on and just draw together and socialise. That would be great. So I definitely recommend finding some artistic friends. I don't know how you're going to do that. Maybe if you're still in school, which I don't think anybody that watches my videos are that young, but if you're able, then you know, this video is not for young people, it's for beginner artists, so you could be any age. So yeah, but anyway, if you have access to classes or things like that, or groups, or your local area holds craft fairs or something like that, maybe attend some of those, put yourself out there and see if you can make friends, and that would be a really good thing for you to do. So we're on to number 4 now, which is kind of linked to the socialising thing, but it's online artists. Obviously you can talk to online people as well, but this is a different, separate thing. Okay, completely confused myself, so probably confused you, but anyway. Yeah, find other artists to inspire you on the internet. So internet, not a big thing. Oh yeah, I wrote a note and I was like, what? So when I was younger, when I was first learning how to actually do art, internet wasn't a really big thing. I did have the internet because when I was starting to do art, I was about 13. So I didn't even realise that art was a thing online until 2015. And I was 13 in... How old was that? When was that? Like 2012 or something, maybe? I think I was 13. 2009, I think I was 13. I don't know, I can't do maths. But anyway, I was very young and the internet wasn't a thing. I'm pretty sure DeviantArt came around when I was about 13, 14 maybe, and a lot of people did go on DeviantArt, and I did eventually as well, but I didn't know about these things until much, much later. So the first sort of art thing that I realised was available to me, and this is crazy to think of because I know people that have grew up on YouTube or on DeviantArt or on Tumblr, and they are just artist internet queens or kings. But the first thing to do with art that I actually got involved with was Cafe Mom, which is a website that you can go onto if you're pregnant or you have kids, and you can get support from other parents, and there's loads of forums and stuff that you can take part in, and chat groups and things like that. And I was part of a group called Cafe Mom, and there was loads of artists on there. So they made a group called, I don't know what the group was called, it's shut down now, but it was to do with photography and art, and you could post your artwork online, and then you could get tips and feedback and critique and all that stuff. And it wasn't until much later, 2014, that I found out about YouTubers. I watched Bailey J and I was like, oh my god, there's this whole world on the internet of people that share their artwork and that I can learn from. This is amazing. I've never heard of this before. So then I just obsessively followed all the artist people like Bailey J and Mark Crilley and Jazza and all that stuff, and then it took off from there. So the internet wasn't a big thing when I was learning, but now that we are in a day and age where everything is on the internet and you can find absolutely everything, find artists that inspire you on the internet and just fill your feeds, your social feeds, with art. I'll use this as an example. The people that are on my Facebook are people that I've met in real life mostly throughout the years. So there's people from school, there's obviously family members, then there's people that I've met at pubs and clubs, and people that I've met in social and situational gatherings and stuff like that. There's not really artists on there. Obviously some of them are artists, but there's not a wide variety of them, and they don't post art on Facebook. They post their dinner and moaning about how much washing they've got to do and just things like that. And obviously they post pictures of them out at clubs and doing things and going on holiday and having babies and weddings and things like that. So that's life stuff. Whereas on Twitter and Instagram, I have curated my feeds quite differently on each platform. So on Instagram, I have 2 accounts. I just have one where I'm following everybody from school that I don't really want to watch, see their pictures of their pets, but I follow them anyway out of respect and the fact that we are acquaintances still. And then I have my other account that is just full of artists. So if I don't follow you on that account, then it's because you're not an artist and I don't like your posts. So yeah, everything that I see when I scroll down that is just artists that inspire me, and it helps so much to have people online that inspire you, and it's great and I love it and I highly recommend it to other people. Twitter, not so much. There are art posts on there. That was a really hard sentence to say. There are people that post art on Twitter, but mainly it's just artists who post things about their life, occasionally post pictures, occasionally post promotions for their shops and things like that. And then the other half of my following on Twitter is just full of Sims people that play The Sims and post about The Sims. And I also have a select few of normal everyday life people. I mean, not to say that artists and Sims players aren't normal, but people that are just talking about life and stuff. So, but mostly my feeds are all curated for me, and I think you should do the same. The last thing that I want to talk about is the posting of your art on social media. So I think this whole kabobble, this whole video is based around posting on social media, but I think that it's good to start posting on social media as soon as possible. I was going to do a separate video where I talked about the pros and cons of posting your art on social media, but I don't think it's needed. I think that everybody knows that if you are an artist and you want recognition for your art, it's best to do it as soon as possible. Now you might think, but my art's not good enough to post on the internet. Well, yes it is, because I'm telling you that you will inspire more artists than anyone if you post your beginnings of your journey, the beginning of your art journey online, and you grow. Now you have to grow too. You have to change. You have to learn and you have to get better. Otherwise people will be like, well, this person's been online for like 6 years and their art's not going better. I don't really want to follow that person. But you understand that people really relate and really resonate with journeys. They like to know about people's art journeys. They like to know about what their art used to look like and looks like now. They like to know about how they learned and their progression in art, because they want to know that there are people that are the same as them and their art was the same as them at some point and they got better and better and better. It's much more inspiring to see a start to ongoing journey than it is to see a ongoing to more ongoing journey, if that makes sense. Obviously, artists that just post beautiful artwork that they've worked on and have learned how to do for years and years and years is inspiring too. But I think that the sooner you post your art journey, the better it is, because not only are you sharing your art journey with other people, but you're also building up your own social media sites. You're also gathering followers that will be very supportive of you when you do end up making a business out of this. They will see how far you've come, and they will be extra proud of you that you've managed to go from whatever you are now to what you will be in the future. So that's my big tip, is to definitely start posting online as soon as possible. I have 10 more tips to go, and I want to make 2 more videos out of this, so I hope that you are enjoying these tips. I don't really care if you are or not, I'm just having fun sharing them. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.